Oh, I thought we already started.
Oh.
Have you ever made bread or rolls?
No, never made bread or roll. I've been a spectator.
How about sweetbreads?
Never made sweetbreads. I'm not much of a baker, so this is very, very dangerous that you have me being precise today. So
That's why I'm going to get my ruler out and make sure you stay in line.
I'll be good.
But this recipe is pretty foolproof. It's really great. It's for Parker House rolls, which are really buttery and just amazing. They originated in Boston, so super close to us. Boston, New England, in a hotel called the Parker House, Omni Parker House Hotel, in like the 1800s.
Wow.
And they made this recipe by mistake.
Okay, wow. So this is a mistake recipe.
So now we're making it in 2021.
On purpose.
With you. You're very stiff today.
Stained.
Stiff and stained.
How does this all start? There's
Are
a lot
we
of
going to begin?
Yeah, there's a lot of liquids
We have
here.
an adventure of a lifetime ahead of us. Lots of rising. Patience is key with bread. It starts with yeast. So have you ever seen yeast before?
I've never, well, in the fridge.
So this is active dry yeast. Oh, no. Eric, no.
I told you have to tell me what to do here. Okay.
So
We have active dry yeast.
active dry yeast is the key to making bread rise. But you need to activate the yeast correctly, meaning basically bring it to life correctly. And it is through warm water. So we need to take this water and I'm gonna pop it in the microwave and we're going to test it to make sure that it reaches about 110 degrees. Very precise, you don't wanna kill the yeast because it's too hot or too cold.
Okay.
So let's microwave this. So what I like to do is just take a spoon and just mix it together because the microwave leaves pockets of hot and pockets of cold.
Okay.
So what is that?
118.
Okay, so we're just gonna wait a little bit. You don't want it any hotter than 115 before you add your yeast. Okay, perfect.
Where does this go?
So we have our warm water, it's like bath water, and we're gonna, now you can add your yeast.
No, I can add it. Okay. Got it.
Add it right to,
Ooh.
just like that.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna give it a nice stir.
Ooh, it smells good.
Doesn't it? It smells like bread, doesn't it?
Mmm.
Give it a nice stir so it's really in that water. And then you're gonna add your sugar. And this is basically like food for yeast.
Like Pac-Man eating its...
Exactly, so you can add that all in there.
Oh.
Too high, too high,
Okay,
too
sorry.
high.
So
So
how
then
long are
you're
you
just
stirring
gonna
this for?
mix this all together. You just wanna get all the ingredients to be, together in the bowl, not on your spoon or anything like that. And you're just gonna let this sit on the counter for 10 minutes.
Wow.
Don't touch it, just let it be. And you're gonna notice that the top will have this like foamy film on it, a pretty thick, like almost head.
Okay.
And that means that the yeast has activated. If it doesn't do that, then it essentially means that the yeast didn't activate and it's like dead. You did something wrong.
You can't do any, you have to stop.
Drink it.
Okay, so we wait 10 minutes and come back?
10 minutes soon will go by. Let us
Wow.
show the yeast to the people.
It looks like beer.
Do you wanna? Yeah. Show
that's
them
cool.
that. Isn't that so cool? It does look like beer. That's what you're going for. It doesn't need to double in volume. I've heard that on the back of some of the containers of yeast, but it's not true. You don't need that.
You're so beautiful. So,
We're making bread. We're not making beautiful comments.
okay, nice.
I love you.
We do.
So I have some whole milk here, and we want that to be around 110 degrees too.
Okay.
The key to making bread is that you have warm ingredients. You want them all to be kind of the same temperature.
I didn't realize how much temperature was involved in bread.
It's because of the yeast.
Too complicated for
You
me.
want to make sure that the yeast is happy, and yeast likes warm environments. That's why if you can keep your house at like a warm temperature when you make bread, it's better.
So you heated this to 110 in the microwave. You put the milk in the microwave.
Yes.
Okay.
So some whole milk here, and I'm just going to add it right to my mixer. Just like that.
Nice.
And then I have my yeast, and do you want to add that to the mixer?
Sure, I'm nervous.
Here, you can
Thank
take the spoon if you want and add it right in.
It's all right. Ooh. Look at it, little beer foam.
And you want to make sure to get that too.
Oh.
You want it all.
Okay, can I use the milk spoon?
Yeah, because that's all part of the yeast.
Ah,
It's
okay.
so important. And see all the sugar on the bottom?
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, okay.
You're missing all the jewels.
I see.
The jewels. Just keep scraping.
Okay. Good.
So we have our milk, we have our
Yeast.
yeast, and then we want to add in some butter.
Melted.
Melted butter. You want to use unsalted butter just so you can get the amount of salt right in the recipe. So you're going to add that butter right.
Oh! Hold on to your butter, ladies and gents.
We need to show what happened with melting this butter before.
Yeah. What did you do?
I don't know.
It's a butter bomb.
By the way, you want to make sure that your
careful.
butter isn't hot. Just like you don't want your milk to be cold, you don't want the butter to be hot. And then
Got it.
eggs.
Okay.
Eggs, you want room temperature eggs too.
Okay.
You don't want cold eggs. Again, temperature is key. And do you want to give this like a little
scramble?
just a little like whisk together. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just
Okay.
a quick little. Look at that wrist action. Show the people.
It's all on the wrist.
So that's 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. So it's a little bit
Ah.
higher on the egg yolk. The egg yolk is going to give it a nice flavor, and it's really it was like a volcano.
Okay.
It's really gonna make it have a nice texture too. So we have all those ingredients again, all kind of like room temperature warm ingredients. And you just wanna give,
It's not plugged in. Sorry.
so you just wanna mix the ingredients together just for like 10 seconds. It doesn't need to be some grand
okay.
thing. You just want them all to be combined together.
Okay.
And then you wanna take off your whisk attachment.
Let me put it here.
And thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
And then, what is this?
That's a dough hook, my love.
He got it right. Ding, ding. You want to add your dough hook onto your mixer because now it's getting doughy. Are you done measuring?
Flour delivery.
So we have flour, a lot of flour.
It's a lot.
And I just use all-purpose flour. You can use a special type of flour if you want, but all-purpose is just easiest for the home baker.
It's all purpose.
It's all-purpose. And then some salt in there.
Okay.
And if you want to just take a little whisk, a whiskey do,
Sure.
and you just want to just kind of combine everything together so that the salt is mixed in with your flour.
Got it.
And when you feel like you got it all mixed together, then we're going to add about a cup of flour at a time to our liquid mixture.
Wow. How do you do that? Do you use a cup measuring cup?
I'm gonna use a cup.
Smart.
The reason why I use a cup, I mean, you can add a little bit more than a cup. It doesn't need to be exact science here. It's just easiest to add in a small amount of flour at a time because it kind of flies.
Got it.
So I'll show you one and then you're in charge. You just add that flour. I'm scared. I always make such a mess making bread. Right into your mixer so it mixes.
So you just let it go until you start.
You just let it go until it, looks like it's gotten to combine a little
Okay.
bit. And then you just want to add another cup of flour. So you can do it relatively quickly. You just don't want to add all your flour
I see.
in all at once.
Okay.
I'm adding another in. And you want to start with about 6 cups of flour in total. And you may need to add a 7th cup depending on how sticky your dough is. So you can see that the dough has pulled away from the sides of our bowl, and you can see that the mixer is really starting to knead the dough. And that's exactly what you want.
Okay, now what, love?
So our dough is ready to go. It has enough flour in it. You can see that it's sticky, but it's not too sticky that it'll stick to your hands. And it's completely pulled away from the bowl of our mixer. So that's key. So it's time to knead. Kneading the dough takes about 10 to 12 minutes by hand. If you do it with your mixer, it takes about 8 to 10 minutes, so a little bit shorter. I'm gonna do it by my mixer and set the clock now for about 8 to 10 minutes.
That mixer
Was put to the
is
test.
tired.
It's a little hot.
So what if you don't have a mixer? Can we show
Yeah,
everyone
so
how
you
to
can
knead?
do this by hand. Obviously, it's way more difficult. You really need like strength and the courage to get yourself through.
I have the courage.
But, so this is our dough.
Ooh, can I
Isn't
feel
it
it?
beautiful? And you just want to put it in a ball.
Okay.
There you go. Yep. And you don't want it to coat it with too much
Oh,
flour.
okay.
It's just enough so that you don't have it sticking in your hands. You probably don't even need flour with this dough on your working surface. And then basically, you know, I'm not a kneading pro, but the basic movement is you want to push the dough out and then roll it over itself. So you push the dough out, roll it over itself. Push the dough out, roll it over itself.
Push the dough out, roll it over itself. Push the dough out, roll it over itself.
And you just keep doing that, and you try to put your whole body into it.
I'm a lefty though, so push it out.
I kind of rotate hands.
And
yeah.
go like this.
Yeah.
Push it out.
And you have nice big hands, so it helps because you get the whole dough. Work it.
Bang and bang.
Work it.
Bang
Work it.
and bang. It's like a workout video. All right, everybody. We're kneading today. Boom and boom and boom and boom and boom.
Your face is bright red.
It's quite hot in here.
The key is you should be able to stretch it and it shouldn't tear like right away. That way you know you've added enough gluten strands in there.
Gluten.
And it will help when you let it rise too.
Gluten.
Gluten.
All right, all right, show off. Stop
All right.
kneading the thing. What do we do now? And press. And
I
knead.
would be the
and
workout
push.
coach.
You'd be the knead trainer?
Yes.
All right, so what do we do with this thing?
All right, so now that it's kind of back in a ball here.
Wait, can I say it? Can I do it? Now that it's back in a ball here, we're gonna leave it in our KitchenAid mixer.
Just the bowl.
Just
yeah,
in our bowl. We're just
bowl.
gonna leave it in our bowl to rise, and it's going to explode.
Exactly.
Well, it's gonna blow up a little bit. Well, this is, no. This ball is going to rise.
It's gonna explode, just like you said. So we're just going to let it rest. And you want it to be in a really warm place. So I like putting it in our laundry room because it's a tiny room. When the heat comes on, it's nice and warm. Gotta put that dryer on, you know.
Do I saran wrap it like this?
I like to saran wrap it so that way the warmth stays inside, and then this keeps it nice and dark. Put it to bed.
All right, I'm gonna follow you.
Dark room, warm room.
Follow you to the laundry room.
75 minutes, first rise. The thing should rise about double of what it currently is.
Yeah, so let's show. Here we're at now. More to come. All right, I'll follow you. Let's go. Here it is. Sleep, sleep. Good night. Ta-da. Now that's what I call a rise.
Can you believe our child?
It has grown up so fast.
It's kind of scary.
Look at this thing.
You know? It's gotten, look at how much fatter it is. It's has
huge.
at least doubled. Maybe even more.
Wow.
So you get to do the honors. Show the camera you want to punch in the dough. You're just going to give it a
cool.
big sock and all the air is going to come out.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Whoa.
Isn't that so cool?
Cool. Look at that thing. It's like a big bagel. Wait, so now what?
Okay, so isn't it nice and warm?
Yeah, it's nice.
So all we gotta do is we took a 9x13 pan here that's lightly greased, and we're going to pinch off some of this dough. Wow, it feels absolutely incredible. Look at the stretch on this.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, we did good.
Well done, love.
So you just wanna pinch off some dough here.
Okay.
And you wanna add it to this 3rd cup measure. That's probably a little
Too much?
much. You want it to be pretty level in your 3rd cup.
Okay.
Maybe, oh, that was really bad. I'm failing, Eric, I'm failing. Okay, so that's about 1/3 of a cup.
Okay.
Then you flip it out on your hand like that. And then you just kind of want to put it in one hand, cradle it, and then you just want to press it down just ever so slightly so it's a little bit flat. There you go. And then you're just gonna take a little bit of melted butter, just a tiny, tiny little bit on a brush, and you just wanna brush the inside with melted butter, just a tiny bit.
Why are we doing
You don't
that?
wanna overdo it. This is the buttery fold that's famous.
You're bad.
In Parker House rolls. There's buttery fold in Parker House rolls. You gotta do it. And then you just wanna take your hands and you just wanna pinch the dough over on itself so it kind of folds the butter in. See that? And then one more. And then flip it. And then, yeah, you can kind of shape it in your hand just like this so it's kind of like a nice roll shape. And then you just wanna place it in your dish like that.
Fun.
So you just keep going.
Okay.
You want to try to get that top like a nice shape and the top of the roll a nice shape. Yep. But just keep going. Try to keep them all the same size or else they'll cook differently or bake. Whatever we're doing. I don't even
See you in a few. Look at these things.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no. It's happening. It's happening.
You gotta undo it. So these are going back to bed, right?
They're going back to bed for another hour.
Okay.
So take our plastic wrap and we're just going to put it over again to keep all that warmth in.
Wow.
And then the towel.
Good night.
And same thing, back in the dark place for another hour. Stay patient, stay patient.
Here we go.
We've waited long enough. Look at these, guys. They look stabbed to death from testing the temperature, but I actually think it's a good thing because I'm gonna brush the butter on these and it's gonna go right in those little holes. Little brush on each one. Do the honors.
Salt it.
Just a little sprinkle of salt.
Unbelievable.
He likes to do that and it gets everywhere.
I know, I like to go high with it. I mean.
You want to do like a little pinch on each.
Oh, I see.
So pinch, it kind of, yeah, there we go. So it sticks a little bit better on each. Knife
Choose your instrument, yes.
Watch out! Ooh, which one do we want? Do we do easy?
Dealer's choice, yes.
Okay.
Oh my Lord.
What do you think?
Please.
Does this get any better?
We need a bite now.
Get this pan out of the way, it's so hot.
I'm not touching it.
Yourself. Okay, here, I'm going right down the middle. Wow, it's really hot. Be careful.
I'm going for it.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. I've made these so many times now. And this one is by far the best. Do you agree? Totally incredible.
I took too big of a bite. I'm speechless. The butter fold.
So fluffy.
Awesome job.
Team, my fingers are burning, but check these out on tastefullygrace.com.
You won't regret it.
Seriously. Have you ever made roll?
Have I made bread or rolls?
Bread or rolls?